crazy sluts, the whole knickerbocker glory, banana and nuts. Have I gone too far? Have I said too much? Don't get me shop soiled, you can lick, but don't you...
Welcome to Professor Hogchoker's Deep Dive into Literary Rock and Pop. Episode 1, Tipsy, a bar song by Shaboozey. Turn up the volume or scooch in close, as I'm recording late at night and I don't want to wake the kiddies up. Greetings, fellow lovers of pop and deep literary criticism. I am Professor Hogchoker, and today I will be bringing you a deep dive into a modern classic, Tipsy, a bar song by Shaboozey. The music is not by Shaboozey. We cannot afford the royalties for that. You are listening to Hogchoker's Fuck Me, I'm So Fuckable, a feeling one often gets when one is tipsy. Now, tipsy comes from to tip, or pour, or to tip as in to be slanted, to be a little bit drunk. We get the word a tipple from there as well. And he starts the song, Mr. Shaboozey, boozy also being a synonym of tipsy or drunk, and Shah being, I guess, like the Shah of Iran, the king of drunkenness. He starts with, my baby wants a Birkin. Now this could be the Birkin tote bag from Hermes, costing $12,000 to $400,000. But it is also Cockney rhyming slang for a merkin or a pubic wig used in Victorian times in the theatre to get over rules about public nudity. It could also be a drink, I feel. A Jane Birkin would be something refined and elegant, probably with gin in it, maybe a touch of Angostora's bitters, and certainly with some citric element. But I would like to feel he's really talking about the lovely English actress Jane Birkin, with her wonderful English accent. This is what he would like, or his baby would like from him. She goes on to ask him to acquire gasoline and groceries. We have the nice alliteration and assonance there of the g and s sounds. Gasoline and groceries, which give us almost the sound of the engine starting up, and then the hiss of exhaust. These two items, while both being necessities for life in the modern day, are of course a wonderful juxtaposition of each other, with one of them linking to the great American dream of fast cars and freedom and mobility, and the other to the humdrum, day-to-day necessities of buying food to eat. From then on, he talks about all night long, referencing the classic Lionel Richie song, and using a little hyperbole. I believe his baby does sleep at times, and probably does change the topic, but this hyperbole adds to his continuing on and on, which is Mr. Shaboozey's first wonderful Shakespearean reference, of course alluding to Macbeth's speech. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps on this petty pace from day to day, the repetition on and on, linking directly to tomorrow and tomorrow. Now, we then go on to our 9 to 5 ain't working, another allusion, this time to the fine Dolly Parton song, and then his first religious reference. Now Shaboozey wants us to think about Milton, about Paradise Lost, to mirror the way he feels about his baby and the paradise he has lost with her. Why the hell, he claims. These religious references do continue, but next he uses some nice colloquialisms to make us feel he is not a multi-millionaire rap star, but can really relate to the problems of the common man. He shortens bout, M, to make him sound much more down to earth. From here, we get his aim to try to increase education by personifying numbers, 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. These are, of course, using a dactylic metre. 1 to the, 2 to the, 3 to the. A dactyl is, of course, a way of measuring the metre of verse and rhythm, and comes from the ancient Greek for finger, and it's where we have one strong stressed syllable followed by 2 unstressed syllables, just like gasoline and groceries. And this gives us a tumbling rhythm to his wonderful song, referencing back, I believe, to Alfred Lord Tennyson and the charge of the Light Brigade. Cannons to the left of them, cannons to the right of them, into the valley of death rode the 600. It gives a lovely rolling rhythm, almost like a train. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. We now personify the number 2. I can almost imagine a Sesame Street episode with a 2 dancing on the table, 2 stepping on the table. This also, of course, is a link to the dance, the 2-step, and to the modern pop combo, Radiohead, and their song 2-step. The table, of course, is an interesting reference to the turntable, as used by DJs, or even to a mathematical table. I hope you're beginning to see the depth and breadth of the literary and modern and musical allusions that Shaboozey has packed into this wonderful song. What externally seems to be a song about drinking, but is actually encouraging mathematical study and a study of classic literature. We have more religious allusions in Good Lord, where he is linking alcohol to the holy sacrament, of course, of taking the wine in Holy Communion. Now, into his next verse, he depersonalizes the barman. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. By adding the slightly nonsensical up, he creates a perfect trochaic pentametre. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. As I'm sure you remember, when we break a line of verse into feet, the number of feet there are is either a tetrameter for 4, a trimeter for 3, or the more common pentameter for 5 measures of 2 syllables each. This is the reason why he adds the pour me up. Obviously, when you're pouring, gravity requires that the drink pours down, not up. Shot is a quick, hard word, something injurious to the health, just as too much alcohol is, and a double shot links us to the idea of a double-barreled shotgun. In many ways, this is a warning to young people not to overdrink. And when he talks of whiskey, he does not mean that refined, beautiful drink that many Europeans, particularly the English and Scottish people, would take, made from malt, preferably a single malt. No, he later refers to Jack Daniels, making us assume it's the rather rougher bourbon that he's trying to consume. Jack Daniels, of course, is a bourbon who is personified in the witty line that him and Jack Daniels have got history. This is making us feel he's probably drunk, quite a lot of it, but he adds to the intrigue of not telling us the stories, the history that he has with Jack Daniels. Perhaps making us wonder if he's drunk so much he doesn't remember them. We then have our references to there's a bar downtown near 5th Street. Downtown we always think of as being poorer, perhaps a little wilder, as in Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. Once more, he starts using hyperbole. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. I'm sure actually the barman is remaining sober, to do a professional job. The connotations of bar also links us to a bar as in a law court, linking drunkenness with the law. Although saying such as sober as a judge, I feel may be made tongue-in-cheek. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Or perhaps this is a reference to the trouble you may end up in should you get a little too tipsy. He does say, I've been boozy since I left. This is a fine play on names, for boozy is both his name and, as we said before, a synonym for being alcoholically inebriated. And since I left gives us the impression that he has left his partner. Maybe for wanting to be more like that British style icon, Jane Birkin, the image of elegance and taste. And maybe for suggesting that he should pick up a little bit of food shopping. I ain't changing for a check. Using this colloquialism, he means he will not change his lifestyle to make money. Or perhaps he means he will not change his clothes for a chick. Whichever. I believe it's more likely that she left him. Tell Ma I ain't forgot, meaning that he didn't forget. Again, he leaves out the details of the story. What was it he forgot? Is he actually quoting The Replacements? Sorry, Ma, I forgot to take the trash out. And what did he promise? There is a deliberate obscurity here. Shaboozey is, of course, referring us back to the wonderful Walter de la Mare poem, The Listeners. Tell them I came, but no one answered. That I kept my word, he said. Walter de la Mare does not give us the full details. Perhaps if he is so boozy, the partner may have kicked him out for his inability to perform. As the drunken porter in Macbeth says, lechery it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire but takes away the performance. Woke up drunk at 10 a.m, which is rather early, most people would think, to be inebriated. We doggone do this shit again. He's not referring to a visit to the bathroom here, but actually to the crazy antics. This shit. Tell your girl to bring a friend. Oh Lord. I believe the reference to religion here is because he is hoping that lechery will be provoked and he will be breaking a commandment and is asking for forgiveness. We can assume the audience he's talking to is a male friend who has not yet been dumped by his partner, who is asking to bring a female friend as long as she likes whiskey dick, or as we refer to in England, brewer's droop. Or maybe it's just someone for him to talk to as Mr. Shaboozey gets less able to converse, less able to remember his stories he's got in history with JD. While there is a warning, I feel there is also a romanticism of drinking here, which goes back in the American canon of literature, back through Gatsby to Hemmingway, who famously told us a martini is like a lady's breast. One is too few, while three is always too many. Now from here on, Shaboozey continues with lots of repetition, possibly so he doesn't forget what he promised to his ma, but more likely in a clever way of mimicking the effect of alcohol, in repeating yourself in your stories after your fourth or fifth libation. This is Professor Hogchoker. Please tune in for our next episode in our next deep dive into literary pop analysis. I will leave you with Hogchoker's Fuck Me, I'm So Fuckable, because that is how many people feel when they are rather tipsy, no matter what the evidence of the mirror suggests.
He looked quite so scrawny as a cat.